Hello. I hope you are all doing well this week. I am going to try a new series, for lack of a better term, for our e-news. And I'm going to be sharing over some time, not just all together back to back, but over some time, some of the lives of the saints. And I hope from this experience and this time of learning that you might hear of some of the lives that have been influenced by Christ and encouraged to serve others. I'm going to begin with a very interesting saint, one of the earliest, Saint Clement of Rome. It's thought that Clement was born around the year 35, which means he would have grown up with the first and second generations of Christians. It's in the year 88. The tradition tells us that Peter the Apostle appointed him Bishop of Rome. And it is also, according to tradition, that he held this position until his death by martyrdom in 99. Unfortunately, very little is known about Clement's early life. He clearly was active as well as very important in the early church. It's possible that Clement is the one that Paul referred to in Philippians 4:3 when he says, "Yes, and I ask you also, my loyal companion, help these women, for they have struggled beside me in the work of the gospel, together with Clement and the rest of my co-workers, whose names are in the book of life." If so, that would make him very unique from other saints in that he is the only one that's directly referenced in the Bible. For our focus today, though, we're going to pull from a story about the end of his life. Again, according to tradition, Clement was arrested and banished by the Emperor Trajan, and he was sent to work in a penal stone quarry. Clement quickly became concerned with the care of his fellow prisoners and worked on their behalf for clean drinking water. His concern with the care of others won many converts to the faith in this time in the prison. A subsequent miracle providing clean water only added to his budding flock of new Christians. It was this act that finally pushed his jailers to execute him, rather than let Clement continue his work in the prison. Now, thankfully, most of us have never had to worry about being martyred for our faith. But still, we find ourselves in situations that we would sometimes rather not be in. This could be anything from a bad day at work to one more visit at the doctor's office or something else like that. When we find ourselves in hard straits, perhaps we should remember the life of Clement. He was willing to see a challenging place as one chance to care for his fellows in their need, as well as a chance to share the good news of Jesus Christ. As we hear in the Epistle of Peter, in your hearts honor Christ the Lord as holy, always being prepared to make a defense to anyone who asks for you a reason for the hope that is in you, yet do it with gentleness and with respect. Hard times can be a rich soil for expressing our concern for others, showing that gentleness and respect as Peter urged. Then, as the time is right, we might be able to share a simple message of what Christ has done for us. I have found in my own life that it is when people are most harried that they can also be the most open to the care of God. Imagine the benefit we could be to the world if we saw such times as opportunities rather than labeling them as problems. Now, November is an interesting month, having its own holidays of All Saints and Thanksgiving. It's also a time when we gear up for the coming of Advent, Christmas, and New Year's. As such, it can be one of those times that seem to flash by at a quick pace. Wherever you find yourself this month, preparing for the holidays, catching up on schoolwork, welcoming family or friends, whatever you have to do, may you know that you are always in the loving care of your God, And may all the lives of those who have gone before us encourage us in your walk with Christ. May it be so. Amen.